Hey, Shalom, Shalom. This is the brother Ishar from GMS Mississippi Gulf Coast. Before I get started, I want to give an infinite honor and glory and praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to you, Akim, that's pushing this truth with all faith and all righteousness and all sincerity. To you, I say Shalom, all right? It's just a title, a little quick lesson through the Rakak Wadash. I won't make it too long, but I pray and hope, Lord, within His home, just going into, man, don't be dealing with them like that, man. Not so much, man. And what I'm speaking of is going into not dealing with 2/3, man, of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Not dealing with them so much, man. Okay, not wanting to be around them, man. You know, got to be mindful of that, man. And just a real quick testimony, man, because I'm pretty much good at that, man. You know, making myself unavailable. You know, not really dealing with, you know, worldly family or people of the world, man. But I have a family member that's been cutting my hair, man, for years, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, before the truth, since I came in the truth, you know, so they know things, you know, stipulations, how I want my haircut, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, demons be on 2/3 too, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially, okay, because they don't have Yahweh Bashim Shot. So it's easy for a demon to get on them, attack them, and allow and make them do things on the fly. Okay, so I'm sitting there getting my hair cut, and Jake tried it, man. Okay, I can tell just by his movement what he was trying to do, man. Jake almost lined me up, man. You know, started trying to put a line on me, man, from the corner of my head, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, I stopped it right in time. You know what I'm saying? I remember just being so upset, but I was like, man, what am I doing? I either need to cut my own hair or get a brother to help me chop this little taste of hair, man, off on the side, man. You know what I'm saying? Because 2/3, man, we're contrary with them, man. Okay? They're wicked, man. They're not righteous. So they're going to do things that's going to vex you, that's going to piss you off, man. That's why we shouldn't desire or want to be around them, man. Okay? Because it's unprofitable for us, man. All it's going to do is cause more hell in our lives, man. You know, at the end of the day, you know, this is Sirach 16:1. It says, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children. It says, neither delight in ungodly sons. Okay, so it says, desire not a multitude of unprofitable children. Now let's get that word desire. You know, etymology. It says to wish or long for, express a wish to obtain. It said wish, desire, long for. We go down to the noun. It says a craving, yearning, and emotional directed toward attainment, possession of an object. Okay, so so pretty much like don't like, want nothing dealing with children that are profitable, which are 2/3, man. You know, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Being around them is only going to become more vexing, and we don't need that, man. You know, okay? We need to always be in the spirit, man. All right, to the best of our abilities, man. Okay, because we need to make sure we behave, man. Okay, because the Lord is looking at what we do, because we have this wisdom, we have this knowledge. Okay, we have the spirit, okay, of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. So it matters what we do, man. And by we can continue containing a good report and not being tried or being so vexed to where we're tempted to go off or be putting in uncomfortable situation to make a mistake. We can avoid all of that just not being around them, man. Okay, and the scriptures tell you not to be amongst them anyway. Okay, so with that, let me get 2 Corinthians 6. I'm gonna get in the NLT real quick. This is 2 Corinthians 6 in the NLT, verse 14. It says, don't team up with those who are unbelievers. How can righteousness be partner with wickedness? Okay, and when you look up righteousness, it says what? It says goodness, the quality of being morally right or justifiable. When you look up wickedness, it says, Salakia, phone tweaking. when you look at wickedness, it says evil doing, the quality of being evil or morally wrong. So me just being me, using my sense that I have, right? That's two different things. And in this truth, man, we are on one accord, man. All right. And ought to be on one accord, man. All right. So we don't need to have a different mindset, a different outlook, man, when it comes to this truth, man. You see what I'm saying? And 2/3, their mind is not set on this truth, okay? On this ministry. For you, how about Shema Shai, man? You see? But like I said, those are two different things, righteousness and wickedness, man. Okay? And like I said, you know, this truth, we ought to be on one accord, man. So with that, let me get what comes to mind? First Corinthians. What that is? I think it's the first chapter. Let me see. Yep, 1 Corinthians, first chapter, verse 10 says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you." So, no different sets of minds, okay? All right, we should speak the same thing. We should be on the same thing, man. It shouldn't be no divisions. It shouldn't be no righteous and wicked. You know what I'm saying? No right and wrong within this ministry, okay? Within the people you surround yourself around, man, okay? It says, "But that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind, in the same judgment, in the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai, man." Yahweh Shema Shai, man. You see? This Amos 3:3 said, "Can two walk together except they be agreed?" No, man. You see? So in that instant when that happened, when I just felt like the movement, the shift change, and like, boom, oh, what you doing? You see what I'm saying? I knew then, okay, boom, this got to get cut out. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But as we come closer in the times, it got to be less and less, man, to really nothing. You know what I'm saying? With being around 2/3, man. They mean you no good, man. At the end of the day, they mean you no good, man. All they gonna do is just fuck shit up. You know? Excuse my language, but hey, that's for real, man. That's the reality of it, man. All right? This verse 15 says, "What harmony can there be between Hamashiach and the devil Shaitan?" Okay? So what harmony Yahweh Shai is going to have with the devil? Okay? None, man. All right, the Lord Yahweh Shai is about righteousness, as the Father is, man. They're on one accord. Okay? The Father, the Heavenly Father don't like wicked shit, man. He don't like wickedness. Okay? Matter of fact, that song, I brought this out in camp. Psalms 5th. It says, "For thou art not a power that have pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee." So if we're moving in the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shema Shai, we shouldn't be dwelling with wickedness. We shouldn't be taking pleasure in hanging with niggas, man. It don't matter if it's a haircut or not, man. You know, teach his own. You see, all things are lawful, you know, but not expedient. I found out that's just not expedient for me, man. You know, I'm just sharing my testimony, man, and bringing out the scriptures. But I realized, man, not even a haircut, man. You see, not even a haircut, man, because Jake gonna do what he gonna do, be wicked. You know. It says, "For thou art not a power that have pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee." Okay, going back to Yahweh Shai is on the same page as the Father, man. The Father ain't with it, so Yahweh Shai ain't with it. And watch this, to prove that they on the same note, man. This is John 5:10 and 30 in the online. Salakia, in online etymology, in the KJV, but this is Yahweh Shai speaking. He says, "I and my Father are one." They on one accord, man. All right, we have to be on one accord with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. All right, and do the things necessary, man, following that example. So with that being said, man, we ought to follow in the steps of our big brother, man. All right, and be around and deal with righteousness. All right, especially righteous people, man, which are the brothers. At the end of the day, you see. Now you got a family member who in here and there that respect it. You know, respect what you got going on. But hey, I thought the same thing. You see? But sometimes, man, like I said, man, they're in the world. It's just a matter of snap of a finger for a demon to hop on them and allow them to, and make them do something, man. All right, or attempt to try you. You see? You know? So at the end of the day, man, if it take that, man, just, hey, it takes that. You know? But at the end of the day, man, you deal with righteous people, man, which are the brothers, the brotherhood, man. All right? This is Sirach 37:12. It said, but be continually with the godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whose mind is according to thy mind, on the same page, on one accord, man. I brought out 1 Corinthians 1:10. Okay? I just brought out Psalms 5:4, John 10:30. That's being on the same, in the same mindset. Okay? Walking and talking in the same ways. Now, brothers got different spirits. Brothers can take more. That might not have been nothing to a brother. Okay? It might have just been a direction, like I direct, like, nah, man, nah, hey, what you doing? Nah, we ain't doing that. Oh, I forgot. See, Jacob say, oh, I forgot, but see, a demon could have had him forget. You see? But again, because I'm to my point, man, you know what I'm saying, that we follow in the steps of our big brother. Okay? And dealing with righteousness. This is Sirach 37:12. It says, but be continually with the godly man, whom thou knowest to keep the commandments of the Lord, whom mind is according to thy mind, on one accord. All right, following Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and will sorrow with thee if thou shalt miscarry. Okay, brother, had your back, man. I ain't gonna pull you into the world, gonna keep you in righteousness, man. All right, brothers gonna measure things according to the scriptures. That's who you surround yourself around, man. Righteous people. You see what I'm saying? That's real. That's whom you deal with, man. Someone who fears and serves the Lord. So any advice, etc., will be through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. All right. But I'm about to be finished, man. But I'm going to touch a little bit more on not dealing with 2/3, man. Okay. The wicked of Israel, man. You Negroes, the wicked, the 2/3 are you wicked Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay. What's this? I think it was in Sirach. C8. Was it Sirach 8? Nah. It was Sirach 9. Boom. It says, envy not. This Sirach 9:11. It says, envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Okay. And going back to not desiring anything 2/3 has, because at the end of it all, man, what they have, and including themselves, you know, their lives, man, it's going to be destroyed, man. All right. At the end, man. And it's not even knowing. And then, like it says, what shall be his end? Okay. Even at the end of it all, you're not even knowing their exact end and what it looked like. They are doing, you know, for a fact, they are doing something not according to the Lord, man. You know, they're doing something not according to the spirit, man. All right. So with that, so at the end of the day, yeah, bullet ain't got no name on it. Okay, a missile ain't gonna have no name on it. It's gonna be for everybody that's not moving and grooving to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So the best thing is just not to be around them. All right. And like I said, ain't nothing wrong with, you know, hey, you know, having a family member you kick it with, woo, woo. But at the end of the day, do what's best for you, man. You see, that was it for me. That did it for me. You see what I'm saying? You know, love Jay from a distance. You know, show your respect and not do what you got to do. Because like I said, the Lord care about what you do, because you have the spirit, you have discernment in knowing how to handle yourself and move. Okay, so we got to move accordingly, man. So do what's best for you. All right. But again, he says, envy not the glory of a sinner, for thou knowest not what shall be his end. Verse 12, it says, delight not in the thing that the ungodly have pleasure in, but remember, they shall not go unpunished unto their grave. Their reward is death, man. All right, pursuant to Zechariah 13:8, and it said, it shall come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. All right, so 2/3 is Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans going to be put to death, man. Okay. That's his plain and simple. All right. So we don't need to be getting caught up in what they finna get caught up in. So, hey, to the best of your ability, man, hey, don't deal with them so much, man. If it takes, don't deal with them at all. All right? And with that, I'm going to close out and give an infinite honor and glory and praise to the Most High and the Son, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash, that belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the Akim that's pushing his truth without faith, righteousness, and sincerity. To you, I say shalom.